I want to talk about Rich Brian. So, I'm a Rich Brian fan. I was since I was a Louis lad, and I'm back because 2016 apparently seems to be back and better than ever. So, why is this relevant? Because he just released an album in August 2025, and it's really fucking good, but nobody's talking about it. I want to talk about it. So, I think we all know Rich Brian's like biography at this point, but so if you're new here, fuck off from my shit. Because this is really more so being familiar. This is really for people familiar with his music because I think because this is like in the preface that you might have been from 2016 era and you knew him when like people were blasting that stick and like to this day that stick still holds up as like really one of the really one of the top songs from back then from like early 20 from like late 2010s and stuff, late mid 2010s and stuff. And anyway, so uh you know it's kind of like insane to think it's kind of insane to think that like we went from that stick to where's my head. And it's like back then even back then his music was still compelling. Like we went from that stick to who that be to chaos to, well, I think crisis. Yeah, crisis. We had crisis and then amen, and then after that the sailor, but that was when Brian turned 20. Amen was I think Amen was like a birthday release as far as I remember. Whereas like he was celebrating the fact he turned 18, so now he's an adult. And then actually no, Chaos was the birthday release. And then yeah, I remember now. Uh and then he fucking and then like yeah, we got to Where's My Head. So yeah, so Amen and the Sailor was a crazy addition to those times. I don't really have that much memories of Amen, but I definitely do with the Sailor. I bumped the fuck out of Yella and the Rapapapa. Also, I hate saying the fucking song title, bro. It's so it's so awkward to be like, oh, what's your favorite song? Oh, I love Rapapapa. Like fucking like fuck off, dude. Can I just say? I'll just say the RZA song from this point on. Anyway, the one with RZA at this point, and like I couldn't believe how insane the first time listening to those songs were because like I know people preferred Amen over the Sailor for some reason, because but like I think back on like was the right choice to produce the music there because um it's it was like a pivotal point because we get to focus on Brian's like biography, and the sound was there to like frame the cinematicness of his life. It was like and it was like emphasized with the way Yellow was like filmed because it was the most like dramatic. It was like the most dramatic it was the most like movie music video that I've ever seen, like out of Brian's product, like out of all the Rich Brian music productions there. Like you see that it's kind of um like what about it what about it is so special is because like, well, for once it's a different sound from back when we used to know like Brian was just and fun but ultimately like standard rappers, but like he really proved himself to be different with Amen. And then the Sailor was when we all fully started taking him seriously as Rich Brian, because back when Amen released, we were all like, oh, why aren't you Rich Chica anymore? And Rich Chica isn't him anymore. That's the thing. He is Rich Brian in in an identity, in this identity that is more resonant to him right now. And I think I think it's really interesting And anyway, it's like, so what's up? I was like, I was like, it's baller, dude. The Sailor is baller. And anyway, once that album passed, I didn't stick around. So like, I'm kind of mad at myself for not sticking around that much, but I still wanted to catch up to the songs. Like, I missed out on 99 release. 1999, I didn't know 99 released until years later when my best friend like talked about When You Come Home, and I was like, what? What does that sound? And I felt like a fake fan. I felt so bad for like not listening to the EP. And like I really didn't listen to it because I just I didn't know. I didn't know it existed. Like, there are songs from 2018 that I didn't know existed either. Like, fucking Watch Out. When did I hear about this? I did not hear about this song. I only heard about it last year when I was like binge listening to Brian again. And then like um and like I only caught back up after the Love in My Pocket with Edamame and with fucking Baby No Money, and then C'est la vie, C'est la vie, C'est la vie with Young Gravy, and that was like the era where we were all insane. So like I bumped the fuck out of those tracks. So I actually did have the opportunity to see Brian that time. What Head in the Clouds 2022 Manila. Joji was there too. And the problem was I wasn't obsessed with him as I was back then and now. And because people didn't have the time for me, like my friends, I didn't want to go. My mom was interested in Brian though, and like I didn't want to go with her because I was kind of embarrassed about it. So I missed out, and I was so upset. No, I wasn't upset as I am now, but like when like Rich Brian was one of the headliners for the tour, I was like, so okay. First of all, I couldn't see him back in 2016 because I was 14, and like the first concert in Pasay was like in the bar. So if you guys like know the Philippines, know the time they went to the Philippines. In the Midsummer Madness video when they were playing in the pool, that was actually them in the Philippines in Pasay City. It was the Marriott Hotel, I think, because they had a pool at the rooftop and they had a bar there, and like I've been to those hotels before, and I was like, wow, Rich Brian stepped here. Nowadays. But fuck, it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. I couldn't see him, and so like, where's my head happened, and then the tour happened, and he had to cancel his trip to Manila because it didn't make the sales. I fucking hate the Philippines, bro. Like we didn't do that much, but like we were still pretty like this is technically his first solo tour, right? And then like we the only time he was a big deal, the only time in a big deal was like in Head in the Clouds, and then the first concert that they had there, the first concert in Pasay, right? So it's like crazy to me that we didn't get to like uh you know that we didn't get to like see much compared to like Jakarta and China. And then it's not fair. It doesn't feel fair. No, like I'm talking about the fact that like Brian wanted to perform, but then he couldn't because the managers, I guess, didn't want him to do that. I don't know how it works. And I was like, he it was like the reason I made this video is because like today he posted that he couldn't go to Europe, even though he wanted to like um even though he wanted to perform anyway. Like, he loves performing. Like, let the dude perform. It was like, cause like he couldn't, because like the European tickets couldn't make the sales. And it's like, damn, that sucks. Like, you should know more about Brian at this point. But like, he's not like promoted much in 88 Rising, and it's like fucking sad as hell. Like he should leave for a marketing for for like a label that actually supports him, you know. And then like so yeah, like I missed out on a lot of stuff, and I feel bad. And then actually, wait, I forgot about the Brightside era, but that wasn't my playlist, and I didn't even bundle songs that much, and I am mad at myself for it. So I actually did miss out on quite enough, but not enough to be like, oh, I missed a big fucking deal. Well, to me, New Tooth should have been a big deal, honestly. And then, did anybody hear about the other 99 project? You know, 99, right? The future. I love Pump It Up. There's also the other songs by Kuko and Warren Hui, and yeah, a lot of us missed out, and I do mean we because like a lot of people actually did come back from Brian. So back to the album, I relapsed like so fucking hard. I don't know how or why I did, but I did, and I'm not going to talk about the shit that got me where I am now from last year. That's not YouTube business, and if you know me where I was, keep it a secret because the public does not need to know. I started feeling like I was 14 again. I realized that my world used to revolve around Brian, and I let it happen again because I didn't have anything to lose. And it's an amazing thing to fall in love again with life, you know? Because, like, I've been through some stupid shit, and it sucked, but like I found love with discovering or like rediscovering my obsessions as a kid, and it suddenly hits hard when you're like in your 20s and suddenly you have things that like when it feels like it's getting better because it's getting better because you're growing up, you have more freedom, maybe not, but like you have a coping mechanism, and like you meet new people through that, and that's like opportunity that you only have once in a while. And like where's my head? It's a fucking revolution to Rich Brian's discovery. I'm literally serious. Like straight up, mental illness really is how you make your art peak. This album took over my mind by storm. Like each drop leading up to the day it actually released in full had me so fucking hyped for it entirely. Yeah, Lil Ray of Light, Butterfly, Jumpy. Oh well, ma. Little Ray of Light sent me up. Butterfly made me ascend. Jumpy hyped me up. Oh well had me nearly breaking down crying in the Singapore Emirati halls. And then I when I heard of Ma, I was like, oh fuck. I was in the Philippines by the time Ma dropped, I think. Ma was teased, and then I was in the Philippines by that time, and I curled up on the floor because like I sprained both my ankles, so I was sleeping on the floor, and then like, holy shit, um, it was insane. It was like an insane experience to realize like he loves his family, he misses them so much. He hates himself for like not being able to not being able to see them, even though it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault, bro. and then like, and then this is a big shift in career that Brian has, and like it wasn't marketed properly, so he isn't mainstream at all anymore, and like he deserves his flowers, man. Like, can you believe it? Like he went from That Stick to Cold to Where Does the Time Go to fucking Oh Well. Like that's just an example. That's just like a sample evolution line. I could go like you could see the pipeline because we had Arizona. Where does the time go again? Uh, and like we could see the hint of where this becoming and When You Come Home, and then like he loves that sad shit, dude. He loves that sad shit, and like that's the magic of a 9 year passage of growth. He learned English through Rubik's Cube tutorial videos and rap, did vines and funny videos on Twitter, rapped and called himself Rich Chiga, and how now he's Rich Brian and he's making music that fucked my bitch. Okay, sorry, that's not the right vibe for the music. But I feel like I haven't hyped this album enough to say, like, this isn't an album review. You have to give it a listen for real to get the full experience. Like, fucking watch album reactions too. You gotta witness, like, how people felt, because I sure as fuck resonated with it. Senja was such a nice preparation how the album was going to be. Then we had Butterfly again. Then we had Bumpy Road. And then we had Time Zones. And then we had She. And then we had Jelly Air fucking Island. Actually, I love She the most in that album, I think. Yeah, and Took a Breath. And like, yeah, comment your favorite songs from the album. Actually, you don't know how much this album means to me as a fan who's known him for like 9 years straight. Oh well, not 9 years straight, but like in long enough. So if you're a baby, you don't know ball like I do. If you're old, you know ball. You perceive ball while you were a wee thing, like me. Again, this is a revolution, not just the Pokemon shit, but full on. The Earth has rotated around the sun for another fucking year. I couldn't listen to this album for weeks because I was afraid of what it was doing to me. I also got jealous, but that's a mention for another day. And fuck! And then I listened to it again. And again. And again. This is a self-produced album, bro. Brian produced most of his music, we know this. But you know, for this song to be this resonant and like very harmonious and balanced and beautiful, I don't know music like that. I don't know music theory, but like there are strings, there are electric guitars, there is the deep voice pitch thing that Tyler Creator also does. I know what you are, Brian. That and like the fact all of it sounds so good, like that takes some serious talent, because usually like there's some albums where you just have to skip a few tracks, but for me, I don't skip any track in any of his songs before. I never did that. Like all of it straight bangers. Like he refuses to never miss. I swear to God. And that's like holy shit. That takes like serious talent, and like it's insane. It's insane to think that he's been doing this ever since he was a little boy. Like 16 is a little boy to me at this point. I'm 22, whatever. But like it's like he made the shit like while he was still in pain, because you know everybody went through a manic episode, and it's like, but like it's amazing to like make shit out of the shit you've been through, and it's so amazing to see the kind of art that is a part of you evolve because of how you evolved. Like this album is about growing up. He grew up, and what do you know, bro? Like we'll never understand, but this like is a form of expression that has always put you in a way that people will resonate and try to get with your words, your sound, your voice. That's why it's so significant for it to be self-produced, and for it to be good in general is actually difficult. Like it's hard to make things look good. Like I'm saying this as someone who makes their own music, like does their own art, and like does his own writing. It takes so long to make shit good, and we know this because like Brian took 6 years to make a fucking album, and he spent so much time on it, and it's so good, and it's like I'm not that good still. You know what Brian is? He says like it's good. Like Brian's stuff is good, but he says he wants to work harder, and I'm like, God damn, how much harder can you go? Well, apparently pretty hard. And anyway, like Rich Brian is talented as fuck, man. So like even if the songs don't do much numbers, that shit always bangs, and I swear to God, it's like blended with the times that we as a culture have evolved to, like pop culture, music culture, the industry that he's in like now. This is Brian's place right now. This is his time to shine. And like it's not fair with the fact that he's underrated, like, and underpromoted by his own label. And I really think that like it's time for him to finally leave, because like I guess his contract is up by now. Like it's been too long. And anyway, I think he deserves his flower. And again, I think he deserves his flowers because like this is hard work. this is good work, and this is amazing work, and I swear to God, it's so fun to listen to, like, this experience. It's so fun, like, at a time where we live with AI. This is a matter of, like, how the value of human creation actually is the best part the best part of, like, experiencing life. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool now. Like, you get to appreciate more when, like, we're losing this, like, sort of culture, you know. And, well, yeah, like, I I miss I miss when we didn't I miss when it was easier. And I'm sure Brian also misses the times when it was easier, but, like, you gotta work hard for that shit, dude. So, uh yeah, I think like he should be known way more for what we we know of him now. And he, like, I think I just wanted to say that he is one of the people that keeps me going. And I really want to keep doing all the shit that I do because one day this hard work will eventually pay off. I guess I got the tarot card reading, and I was like, I think this I think this will mean something. So I hope it'll mean something. And um yeah. So yeah, I think people's moms will love this music too.